Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and in a lot of my Overwatch tip videos, I try to preach the idea that you need to be a versatile player, but still play to your strength. That means that you have to practice a lot of the heroes that you constantly see yourself flexing on. And in this exact gameplay, that's not only going to show you, but explain the idea of playing to your strength. So what you're seeing right here is me switching to Mercy, and obviously Mercy is not my strongest hero. I have a 12% win percentage, so I'm explaining to my team, guys, we need a primary healer. I'm more than happy to play, but she's not my strongest hero. Can someone play the primary healer spot so that I can play a better hero that I know how to play? Someone switches to Mercy, I can switch back to my soldier. I'm not trying to be selfish, but I'm just explaining to the team, guys, Mercy unfortunately isn't my strongest hero. We're gonna have a much better chance if we, one, have a primary healer, but two, have someone that actually knows how to play a primary healer so that I can just further my skills with soldier. And here you see we're able to do that, and we're gonna be able to storm through the enemy team because, one, we're playing heroes that we know how to play, but two, we're also gonna be able to capitalize on the enemy team for playing heroes that are not their strengths. I'm not trying to call out anybody on the enemy team saying that they're bad or that they don't know what to do, but you're going to be able to identify those enemies, those heroes that clearly aren't knowing what to do, all because of their positioning, all because of the heroes that they're attacking, so on and so forth. So you saw we were able to take the first point with ease. Why? We didn't make any mistakes on our side because we were playing heroes to our strength, and we capitalized on the enemy team when they were making mistakes. Positioning, errors, bad ult usage, even though it's so early in the game. And while this video isn't supposed to be talking about those kinds of things, but it's just all included under the umbrella of playing to your strengths because, well, your strength isn't that hero, so you're going to be making those kind of mistakes. Bad positioning, diving enemies as D.Va when you shouldn't be, not getting the high ground with McCree, not being able to stay in your mech with D.Va when Soldier is about to use his ultimate and you're not able to protect your team when he's going to be using his ult. Those are all things that you think about when you're playing that hero because they're your strongest hero. But when you aren't playing that kind of, when you aren't playing the hero that you're strong with, you're going to be making those mental errors or those tiny little errors that you otherwise wouldn't make if you just simply played a hero that you were good with. And now you saw we were able to take the victory. But now it goes on to the second portion where I can actually not focus on the gameplay, but just focus on the commentary. The whole idea of playing to your strength is so that you can eliminate how many mistakes you make in a game. If two teams go head to head and they're both of the exact same skill level, it just comes down to who makes the less amount of mistakes. And you kind of saw that in extreme fashion with that gameplay because everyone on the enemy team was making mistakes. Clearly, if we were able to capture the point in with 5 minutes left to spare, I can't remember. Bad positioning, bad ult usage, or attacking the wrong player, or whatever the case may be. That's all included, like I mentioned before, when you're playing heroes that aren't of your strong suit. And I already know there's going to be comments type below saying, oh, but Bro You Whack, you're such a hypocrite. You say that you need to be a team player and play what the team needs, but you're also saying that you need to play to your strength. Well, what is that, Bro You Whack? It's kind of a confusing situation, and I'm a confusing tip giver. I'm literally telling you that you need to be a versatile player and help the team out, but you still need to play heroes that you're strong with, play to your strengths. So I'm going to be answering that question, what am I going to do, Bro You Whack, in that situation, by giving you two options, because it is very confusing. Oh, we need a primary tank, and I don't know how to play tanks, so what am I going to do, Bro You Whack? If I'm not good at tank, am I going to switch to it? Okay, here is the first option. You're not going to play tank if it's not your strong suit. You're going to play what you're good at. I would rather have one tank, one healer, and 4 god DPS that know what they're doing than have a 2-2-2 team comp where we have a healer and a tank that don't know what to do. Why? Because they're not going to be able to capitalize on those mistakes that the enemy team constantly is making. If I'm going to flex onto Winston, I'm not necessarily going to know who to instantly jump on because I'm not a strong Winston player. But the second option that I can give you when you're finding yourself in that situation is to make sure that that hero that you're flexing on is one of your strengths. And in this case, Mercy wasn't my strength, but just imagine how great it would have been that we needed a primary healer. Oh, yeah, Mercy is one of my strengths. Oh, Moira, on it. They're one of my strengths. But now I'm finding myself needing one of my teammates to have Mercy as one of their strengths because we're much better off me playing Soldier than if I were to play Mercy. So now the fate of our team, if we're going to win, isn't in my hands. It's in somebody else's hands. And why is that? Well, someone else has to have the primary healer strength in our team composition. Obviously, I didn't have it, so I would be much better off if I just knew how to play Mercy because now I can help make this team a whole lot better. We clearly need the primary healer, but it's not my strength, so it's up to someone else to deal with that, and that makes me a bad teammate. So we won't necessarily know what would have happened if that player didn't flex onto Mercy, because clearly we won in good fashion too. But say that that player didn't know how to play Mercy, what would have happened? Well, I probably would have flexed onto Mercy, and I'm gonna be honest, we probably would have lost because I'm not that great with Mercy. I would have had bad positioning, I would have died by the enemy, our team wouldn't have a primary healer, and we probably wouldn't have been able to capture those 2 points in that quick of fashion. And that is why it is so important to still play to your strengths, but still consider adding more heroes into that category of strong heroes that you know how to play, so that you're not gonna make those mistakes when you're flexing onto those heroes. That was the whole idea of this video, was to really just preach the idea of considering your strengths, because again, I'd rather have 4 god DPS players than a healer and a tank that don't know what the heck that they are doing. But that shouldn't always be the case, because again, it happens more often than not where you're gonna get a bunch of DPS gods that don't know how to play those other heroes. So what are you gonna do in that situation where you're gonna flex onto what the team needs, but you also need to remember, is it your strength? Overwatch is a very confusing and demanding game, and this might be a very confusing video because, in a sense, I'm telling you that you don't want to be the jack of all trades, master of none, but you don't want to be a one-trick pony. But hopefully just by me showing you that gameplay, but also explaining the idea of playing to your strengths, kind of makes a little bit of sense. And I keep beating this example to death, but Mercy isn't my strength, so what am I gonna do? Play what I'm good at, Soldier, and hope that someone knew how to play Mercy. But next time, I don't need to hope that someone knows how to play Mercy. Why? Because I took the second option and actually learned how to play Mercy and became a versatile player to the point where Mercy is one of my strengths. And by me making this video, hopefully you can look at yourself and realize, yeah, I am only good at one hero. I find myself in that situation. So that means if next time I want to play Genji and there's 5 DPS or 6 DPS already picked, I now know how to play something else that can help the team out, but I can still be God tier. So anyway guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.